Lifted the bundle from its earthen cradle, and his chest ached with the sheer effort of breathing. "Hello, precious one." Scorching tears flowed down his cheeks as that old craving howled in the deepest recesses of his soul. "I've missed you so." 1. Birmingham Police Department, Tuesday, August 17th, 10 a.m. Her chest too tight for a decent breath, Jess Harris stared at the television mounted on the wall. The images of 3 young women, brunette and beautiful, remained frozen on the screen. The scroll beneath those bright, smiling faces urged anyone who recognized one or all to contact the FBI's hotline. Every news channel, website, and newspaper in the state was running the photos. The story, a tragic true-life reality show guaranteed to boost ratings, had been picked up by the national news. Fox, CNN, they all posed to the world the single question that burned in Jess's brain. Have you seen these women? The player had started a new game, and Jess was caught in the middle. The Bureau was in charge of the case since it involved their ongoing investigation into the serial killer known as the Player, a sadist who was suspected of having murdered countless young women already, not to mention the 2 federal agents he and his protege, Matthew Reed, had murdered last month. "Damn you, Spears, I will get you somehow." This time, the tables were turned. They knew the perpetrator, but they couldn't identify the victims, and there was no way to predict when the crime would occur. The Bureau and every law enforcement agency in the state were on alert for a crime that hadn't happened yet. Jess glanced at her cell phone that lay oddly silent on the conference table. Spears had repeatedly turned her life upside down, starting with the demise of her career at the Bureau, and now the bastard had sent the photos of those 3 women with a warning that one was about to become his first victim in a new game. Then he'd shut Jess out. She hadn't heard a word from him since the package containing the photos arrived nearly 48 hours ago. Eric Spears, a.k.a. the Player. She squared her shoulders and tried to clear the lump from her throat. No one, not even the Bureau, was denying that Spears was the Player now. Didn't matter that Jess had told them weeks ago. She hadn't been able to prove it. So here they were more than a month later, and Spears was out there, free to torture and murder whomever he pleased. Starting with one of these young women. Wherever Spears was, rather than communicating with her, he had one of his friends or a hired lackey watching Jess. The texts he'd sent last week proved that much. How else would he know to send cheers when she was having a glass of wine, or bang right after some creep in a dark Infiniti sedan pretended to take a shot at her? And she couldn't forget the fishing worms someone stashed in the fridge at her apartment. "Are you going to fish or cut bait?" Spears had gone fishing, all right. Jess had to find him before anyone else died. Damn it! She shoved back her chair and stood. She couldn't just sit here. From his desk, Chief of Police Dan Burnett swung his attention toward her. "What's wrong?" God, didn't he get it? Everything was wrong. "You mean besides the fact that you won't let me out of your sight even to do my job?" His need to protect her had gone from excessive to completely unreasonable. Numerous long and heartfelt talks be damned. No matter how Dan claimed to trust her abilities and instincts, no matter that she had warned him this incessant hovering was making them both look bad to the rest of the department, Spears had made a move, and all that had gone out the window. For the past hour, Dan had been going over updates on open cases while she sat here at his conference table pretending to review reports from her detectives on cases she couldn't investigate. She'd closed out the 5 investigation yesterday with a full confession from the perpetrators of that travesty. This morning, she'd pretty much been twiddling her damned thumbs. Visibly resigned to a battle, Dan set aside the report he'd been reviewing and pushed back his chair. Those same grim lines he'd been wearing since Sunday were etched even deeper in his face. Before she could outmaneuver him, he